A media ecology-related article that greatly assisted me with my research was an academic article entitled Idolatry and Evolution, a comparison of Walter Ong and Marshall McLuhan. The article was written by Seth Pierce, who attended Regent University and took part in communication and the arts. Seth Pierce is an assistant professor of communication and homiletics at Union College in Lincoln, Nebraska. After completing some preliminary research, I came across this article. What drew me in beyond the subject matter was the approach of the article. It very quickly reminded me of the mechanics of speech writing formats for the National Forensic League. The article read a lot like informative speaking, essentially developed by taking a topic that people know exists, though they may not know very much about it, and then inform them on the topic. While a typical informative format takes a three-point approach of describing the history of the topic, some of the applications of the topic, and ultimately the implications of the topic, this article provided quick biographical points and then related them to the topic and then compared or contrasted the two. This made the article much easier to follow and helped me stay interested due to the conversational flow from the wording and the formatting of the article. Organization of the article assisted greatly as I drew on information about the various topics. The article did not just read like a fact sheet, it read like prose and made cohesive examples by correlating information based on education, teachings, and historical data on the topics. The article structure allowed for a certain cadence from start to finish. As an introduction, the article provided biographical data on both Marshall McLuhan and Walter Ong, describing their backgrounds and how they approached their personal religious beliefs. The next points give an idea of how these two men approached their religious beliefs when it came to academic study and their own research and then presentation of that research. A main contention in the article identified differences between both Marshall McLuhan and Walter Ong based on their own religious upbringings and their practices. These belief systems carry a lot of weight for any individual, and when one is close to their faith, it plays an integral role in their daily lives and functions. Such is the case for Marshall McLuhan and Walter Ong regarding their personal and public lives. When it came to academia, the two once again leave room for comparing and contrasting. Ong teaches us, speech is inseparable from our consciousness, and it has fascinated human beings, elicited serious reflection about itself from the very early stages of consciousness, long before writing came into existence. Proverbs from all over the world are rich with observations about this overwhelmingly human phenomenon of speech and its native oral form, about its powers, its beauties, its dangers. The same fascination with oral speech, continuous, unabated for centuries after writing comes into use. McLuhan gave us notions like, there is a basic principle that distinguishes a hot medium like radio from a cool one like the telephone, or a hot medium like the movie from a cool one like the TV. A hot medium is one that extends one single sense in high definition. High definition is the state of being well filled with data. A photograph is visually high definition. A cartoon is low definition simply because very little visual information is provided. Pierce notes, similarly to Geraldine Forsberg, in that Walter Ong made his relationship with God a primary focus in his academic research, whereas Marshall McLuhan was heavily influenced by his faith and relationship with God, and that shows through his scholarship. Applying this information, the article gains a conclusion that both Marshall McLuhan and Walter Ong were significant figures in the communications world, and their studies furthered not only the field, but how people look at communications objectively from day to day. Their status as experts in the world of communications hold them in special regard as their studies not only impacted other scholars and their research, but the entire field of communications. I found the article most beneficial in an informative sense. The biographical data laid out regarding Marshall McLuhan and Walter Ong helped to paint a picture of two separate entities in the academic world and how they made personal strides and impacts all their own. This same notion helped to make the comparisons of their own studies and how their contentions differed from one another. This led to lasting impressions for both men and the field. Their academic principles were founded in their belief systems and their academic styles, which was clear in their own writings, and the article helped to create that framework of study and baseline of information moving forward.